So, hi there, everybody. Good to be with you. I'm going to start with Proc's question about, is overwhelming a positive word? I guess probably normally overwhelming. It's more commonly on the negative side. It could be positive. I was overwhelmed with emotion. If something's overwhelming, it's more than you can deal with. It's too much. So if you've got I was overwhelmed by work. Let's see, an overwhelming feeling of happiness. That would be positive, very definitely. Is overwhelming. Is stronger than everything else. So let's see. First of all, next stream is tomorrow. Is on Thursday, the 11th at 4 p.m. UK time. Yeah, it's normally negative. And let's say hi to Vitali, hi to Alex, hi to Tatiana, hi to Manisco and Ronan and Procariot. I'm just going to call you Proc because I know a Spanish rap artist called Proc. Hi to Jack, hi to SSV, hi to Blood and Lucy and Renyard and to Ronan and to Mohan and Apricus and Hadriath if you're still here. Okay. And maybe to Ashutosh as well, and definitely hi to Vitali. Okay, and Tatiana, great to have you all. So let's start. This was an article about sleeping and languages and different languages. So all we have to do is find the right word to fit in the gap. Easier said than done, maybe. No, that's not what I wanted to write. And it's too long. Hello, Bogdan. Lovely to have you. We're starting to get answers now already. Okay, so at first glance, it may not seem surprising that multilinguals who conjure, juggle, bluff, tinker different languages during the day, and even people who are only beginning to learn a foreign language, also use those languages in their dreams. Okay, so we've got juggle for Blood for SSV and for Vitali for Alex, for Bogdan, for Lucy and for Alexander North. Hi there, Patricia. Lovely to have you. Okay, we got juggle for Ronan and juggle for Jack as well. Okay. Okay, so let's look at some of these words then. Multilinguals who... So, conjure. To conjure. To conjure. Normally to conjure up, to make something appear. You don't conjure different languages. Juggle for Renyard as well. You conjure up, you bring up an idea. This conjures up an image of. To tinker with, to play with, to work with. A tinker is a person who repairs things. Yeah, conjure with up, definitely. Well, to conjure, to do magic. Yeah, a conjurer conjures. Yeah, is somebody who does magic. To conjure, yeah. So a tinker, to tinker with something, you look at it and you see if you can repair it. You might tinker with a machine, yeah, which doesn't work. To bluff is to pretend something is true when it isn't, or to pretend it's not true when it is. To juggle, to keep lots of balls in the air, to deal with various different things. So, yeah, to juggle different languages during the day. Absolutely, AN. To juggle with various different things at the same time. So, let's try the next one. And so to juggle. to juggle, to keep all the balls in the air at the same time. After all, the language we speak during the day generally carries, brings, takes, stands over into our nights. Okay, this one's going to be an easy one, I think. Okay, so we've got carries for Alex, for blood, for Jack, for SSV, for Lucy, for Vitali, for AN. Hi Turkan, great to have you. So, and carries for Bogdan. In dalliance with different languages. Oh, I love dalliance. Normally a dalliance is a romantic relationship, but it works very nicely there, Patricia. Elena! Elena, it's lovely to have you. It's been great. Been ages since we've seen you here. Okay, so carries for Olena as well. Renyard says carries over, so does Ronan, so does Tatiana. Yeah, it's carry over proc. Yeah? Carrière over. Yeah. So to carry over, to go from one thing to the next. Yeah, we haven't seen Olena in ages. It's lovely to have her. Okay, so if something carries over, it goes from one thing into the next thing. There were some things that were unfinished in the last lesson, and I've carried these over to the next one, to bring them to the next one. To bring over? No. Bring over into our nights? No. To take over? To stand over? No. Okay, carries over. Carries over into our nights. Okay, here comes the next one. And a study of deaf people and people with hearing loss found, for example, that they communicated in dreams as they did when awake, through braille, signal, sign, symbol, language. Hi Alak Niranjan, great to have you. I think maybe I ought to call you Kumar, it's easier. Okay, we've got sign for SSV, for Bogdan, for Alex, for blood. Yeah, it's a kind of dalliance with languages. Dalliance works really, really nicely, Patricia. No problem, Gary. Great to have you. Sign for Turkan. Sign for Alexander North. To conjure can be used on its own. To conjure a rabbit out of the hat. To conjure the devil. I'm thinking of conjuro. Yeah, but yes, definitely Vitali. Thank you. Sign for Olena and sign for Vitali. Sign for Proc and Tatiana. And Isa, lovely to have you as well. Sign language. Jack for sign language. And Renyard and Patricia and Jake. Hi, Jake as well. Align, sign, yes, sign Ronan, definitely. And sign for Patricia. Okay, braille is this system where you can read with your finger. Yeah, braille is lots of dots. Braille is like the written language for people who can't see. Yeah? Signal language, no. Sign language, definitely. And it's not symbol language either. Sign language. Sign language. Through sign language, absolutely, Alexander North. So, here comes the next one. Pictorial language. It's called sign language, Patricia. They call it sign language. Sign language. Okay. A closer look at multilingual dreams reveals, displays, tells, blabs a more complex picture, however. Oh, okay, this is going to be another easy one as well. We've got reveal for SSV, reveals for Vitali, for Alex, for Blood, for Renyard, for Jack, for Lucy, for AN. For Bogdan, for Isa, for Elena. Jack is wondering about blabs. These do or does. These do, definitely do. These is plural proc. Okay, Tatiana goes for reveal, so does Jake, so does Ronan, and so does Patricia. Okay, Jake, to blab is to tell the teacher, is to give too much information. Yeah, is to let the cat out of the bag, is to blab a secret. Yeah, yeah, when I was a kid, my sister always used to blab to my parents, and then I used to get into problems, into difficulty. To blab to the teacher. Blab is an informal word meaning to inform, to give information to somebody who you shouldn't. I guess you could. A member of the criminal gang blabbed to the police. Yeah, it's to give information too. Blabbering, blah, 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 blah. A blabbering fool. Yeah, to blabber as well. Definitely blood. Tells a more complex picture. I'm sure I've got a video on blab. Tells, I guess tells works, but it's not very good. Displays, shows a more complex picture, but displays shows in public. Yeah, whereas reveals is a much better word. Yeah, it lets everybody see. Whereas if something is on display, you put it in a shop window or something like that. A display is almost like an example of something. Okay, and oh yes, perfect length. For a start, instead of randomly replaying linguistic clippings, tatters, slivers, snippets from our day, our brain appears to mash them up with all sorts of daytime worries, memories and problems. Can we use however at the end? Yeah, the first one was very bad. However, the first one was very bad. The second one was very good, however. Yes, you can use it at the end, proc. Okay, so snippets for SSV, for Bogdan, for Alex, for Vitali, for Blood. I'm amazed. For Turkan, come in light, something secret. Yes, to blab, if somebody talks about it. Jack, snippets. Isa, snippets. Snippets for Lucy, for AN as well. Depicts, conveys. Yes, Patricia, definitely. Kumar goes for snippets, and so does Olena and Jake and Renyard. Okay, a snippet. A snippet is a little piece cut off. Yeah, you're getting very good at these SSV. Clippings or snippets. Clippings from our day. Clippings and snippets. I think, yeah, I'm not too upset with clippings either. But clippings, normally the bits that you cut off something. Whereas the clippings from when I cut my nails. A snippet, linguistic snippets, linguistic chunks. I like that. Yeah. Whereas the clippings are leftovers. A sliver is something very, very thin. So a sliver of meat, a sliver is something that you cut very, very fine. And tatters are broken pieces, particularly tatters of clothing. My clothes are in tatters, completely broken. Unsolicited, not asked for. Yeah, this was totally unsolicited. I never asked for this. So a snippet. Yeah, very definitely. Hi, Rupa. Clippings, a clipping. Clippings are more normally something physical. To me, the idea of clipping is normally bits that you cut out of a newspaper. Yeah, a snippet is just a small piece of something, a snippet of information. Yeah. Okay, it's from to snip, to cut. Yeah, however, front, middle, final position, absolutely. Good, Vitali. So, snippets. A sliver. Yeah, a sliver's a very thin slice. A tatter is something that's torn up. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay. It may even create entire dialogues in an unknown fantasy language, or in one of the dreamers have come over, along, across, well, I've got along twice, in waking life, but don't speak. In my dreams, I sometimes have lively conversations in Japanese, a language I've studied but failed to master in real life. Okay, this one's very easy, definitely. We got across for SSV, for Bogdan, for Vitali, for Jack, for Elena, for Alexander North, for Lucy, for Alex, for Blood, for Alak Kumar, for Renyard, for Tatiana, for Rupa. Yeah. Okay, to come across, to find by accident, and for Lionheart as well. Lovely to have you, Lionheart. So to come across something, to find something by accident, yeah, to suddenly find. Come across, exactly, Procurot. Proc, I've got to call you Proc. There's a rapper called Proc. Okay, come across, absolutely, Ronan, to find by accident. Yeah. And a new one. Come across, encounter, perfect. Our brains pick up new words throughout our lives, and they can become mingled, brewed, hybrid, mongreled together in different languages. Here. Okay. So, let's see. Our brains pick up new words throughout our lives, and they can become mingled, brewed, hybrid, mongreled together in different languages. Okay, so if it was hybrid, what hybrid is normally a noun. So what's the verb for hybrid? Yeah. Okay, so we've got mingled for SSV, for Alex, for Lucy, for Jake. Oh no, Jake goes for brewed. We've got mingled for Blood, for Vitali, for Alexander North, for Bogdan, for Olena, for Jack, for Renyard, for Lionheart. Come across, Patricia, definitely. Mingled together, says Ronan, which is good. Mongreled, asks Jack. Mingled, says Kumar. Mingled for Rupa, mingled for Patricia. Mongrel is only a noun. Okay, so hybrid, hybridized. Yeah, they can become hybridized together in different languages. Definitely. A mongrel is a dog with no pedigree. Yeah, it's not a particular race of dog. Yeah. So this dog is a mongrel. It's not a German Shepherd, and it's not a Chihuahua, and it's not a poodle. It's got bits of different things in it. Hi, Adam. Lovely to have you. Mingled and become, I guess, and become mongrel words in other languages. Okay, to brew. You brew beer. Yeah, you brew tea, you brew coffee. Um, to brew is like to process. But brew is particularly, you brew a liquid, but normally a brewery is a place where they make beer. And Vitali gives hybridize as well. Very good indeed. It's to mingle. To mingle is to mix. You go to a party and you mingle. You meet various different people. Yeah, can become mingled. Huh? Okay, so something you learned, Alex. To mongrelize. Huh? Okay, to mongrelize is possible. You can say he, she is a mongrel. And according to Alex, we can say he is mongrelized. His clippings were snippets. Yeah. Okay, so a person is a mongrel. Yes, you can, Renyard, but be very careful, because if you call a person a mongrel, you're being very insulting. You're saying that they are a mixture of different races. I've heard it used, but it's very rude and very insulting. So, yes, it does work. Okay. I've heard the Australians call people a mongrel as well, just as an insult. Jumbled together, mingled. I love it, Vitali. Thank you. Okay, many of us seem to type, range, place, categorize our dream languages in certain ways, by person, location, or life stage. Okay, we've got categorize from SSV, from Alex, from Bogdan, from Vitali, from Blood, from Alexander North, Hair, from Rupa. Notice the S. You could write this with a Z in American as well. So, categorize from Rupa and Jack. We group. Group would work very nicely, SSV. We categorize, definitely Lucy. Olena for categorize as well. Okay, yes, to type. To type, no. No, to type. Categorize for Lionheart, a half-breed, a mongrel. Absolutely, Patricia. That's the idea of mongrel. Categorize for Olena, for Lionheart, for Kumar, for Adam, for Renyard. We classify, definitely. We categorize. We place our dreams in different categories. We range. You don't range. Categorize. It's definitely categorize. Mongreled architectural style. I would say a mongrel without the ed, Tatiana. Yeah, a mongrel architectural style. Notice if you're calling it, saying mongrel architectural style, it doesn't belong to any particular architectural style. Yeah, it's got bits of all things, but there's nothing that stands out. Yes, you can. It's going to be very insulting again, Tatiana, but yes, definitely. Mulâtre. That's an interesting verb, Patricia. To put things into groups according to their type. Yes, Alexander North. Okay, to range. To range our dreams. No, something ranges from here to here. Categories and categorize. Categorize is a verb, whereas categories are the noun. Kumar. Okay, and ooh. Okay. Eclectic. Eclectic's a good word for style. A collection of various weird things. For example, the people in the dream may speak the languages they would speak in real life, while dreams about one's childhood's home, home of childhood, home in childhood, tend to be in one's childhood language. Great to have you loading. And Anglophile, that's good to have you in London. So, okay, this is interesting. We've got childhood home for blood, for SSV, for Bogdan, for Lucy, for Jack, childhood home for Vitali. But why? That's the difficult one. Childhood home for Olena and for Tatiana and for Alexander North. Childhood home for Jake. Childhood home for Adam. Childhood home for Rupa, Reynard, Patricia. Childhood home. It's a collocation. Yes. So these two words, childhood home, yeah, these are two words that go together quite well. One's family home, yeah. The childhood's home. Normally this apostrophe S is for people, for animate things, belongs to somebody. Childhood's home doesn't sound very good. Home of childhood. No, this sounds like a home where children spend their time, but not belonging to anybody similarly, individually, because it's the correct choice. Also, though, I think home in childhood also fits. So here I'm going to put childhood home, and I'm going to accept home in childhood as well. Home in childhood. Yeah. It's because, let's see, this is a very typical type of home, and everybody, or most one, childhood's home. Yes, but a house that houses childhood. That's very good, Alex. Home of childhood, also a home that houses childhood. Home in childhood would do. Childhood is a duration. This is a very, very difficult question. I think childhood home is probably the best, but home in childhood would also would work. I've got more of these as well for maybe another day. So, let's try the next one. Though the idea of common patterns has to be approached cautiously, gently, coyly, mildly, since there have been only a few small studies of multilingual dreams. Though the idea of common patterns has to be approached cautiously, gently, coyly, mildly, since there have been only a few small studies of multilingual dreams. 40, lovely to have you. So we've got cautiously from Alex, Bogdan, Turkan, blood from Lucy, AN from Vitali, from Jake, from Olena, from Kumad, from Lionheart, from Jack. Okay, childhood home trips off the tongue easier. Yes, it does. It does trip off the tongue easier, although home in childhood I think is also valid. Home in childhood as opposed to home in adulthood. Ooh, because I wouldn't say adulthood home. Home in adulthood. That's very good, Patricia. Cautiously for Adam, for Patricia, for Renyard, for Rupa, and for Proc. Okay. Well, firstly, gently. Has to be approached gently. Gently. Yes, I guess it works. Coyly. Coy is timid, mildly. No, cautiously, with caution. Yeah, you don't need to be too. You need to be careful because there's not a lot of data about it. There's not a lot of information. Okay, let's try one more. Then, and today's stuff is exciting. Good, Patricia. I'm glad to hear so. Cautiously, because there have only been a few of them. Absolutely. In addition, the dream languages may be leveled, ranked, laminated, layered with questions of culture and identity, as is the case of a Thai American woman who dreamed about shopping for a dress for her late sister and debating the choice with her nieces in Thai and in English. Wow, I'm amazed. You got there've been almost no mistakes in the whole class. Yeah, so let's see. Alex, layered with different layers of culture and identity. Layered for Jack, for Blood, for Vitali, for Lionheart, for Lucy, for Bogdan, for Olena, for Renyard and AN and Rupa. Been leveled with. To level is to make something flat. Hi Manji, lovely to have you. So level, no. Maybe you could level an accusation at somebody. Have been ranked. Rank is to put in different order. And Manji's gone for layered as well. Laminated, there's a layer of one, a layer of the other, a layer of this. Laminated, there are lots of different layers stuck together. Where here we've got has maybe layered. Yeah, with questions of culture and identity. So layer for Adam as well. Okay, if something's layered, we've got the different levels. Yeah, and one's below the next, below the next, below the next. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to see you, Manji. It's lovely to have you. Who is a late sister? Yeah, late. No, late means dead, Jack. Late is somebody who has died. Yeah. My late grandfather. Yeah, layered with questions. Is permeated with. Yes, I guess permeated with. I think probably permeated by sounds better, but it definitely works. Layered like an onion. You have to peel each question to find the truth. That's definitely Turkan. Okay, thank you all for coming. It's been brilliant to have you, to participate, Proc, to take part in, to be part of. Thank you, Rupa. So, next stream on Thursday is going to be the 11th of May at 4 p.m. UK time. So thank you. Perspicacity, noticing things very clearly, very easily, noticing with intelligence, to be perspicacious, yeah, to notice and to be intelligent. So thank you, Manisco, thank you, Proc, thank you, Olena, lovely to have you, thank you, Alexander North, thank you, Alex, thank you, Lionheart and Jack and Patricia and Jake. Thank you, Alex L. Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you, Rupa and Vitali and Bogdan and Manji and Turkan. And who else? I need to thank Adam and Rupa and Alexander North and Renyard and Vitali and Lionheart and Blood and Patricia very definitely. And who else? And 40 as well. And thanks to anyone else that I have missed. Lovely to have you as well, Kumar. Lovely to have you. Having foresight. That's very good. Perspicacious. I like it. Vitali has a lot of perspicacity. Very definitely. Okay, enjoy your books, Alexander. Okay, have a